Now your hosts, Jeff Cavanaugh and Brad Sham.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to a new season. Welcome to a new football season, Cowboys 2017. Welcome to a new season of the Cowboys Hour. Welcome to all of you, wherever you are, on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network. Welcome to Jeff Cavanaugh, our new co-host. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Brad. It's an honor and a privilege. This appears to be an amazing time.
This is going to be a wonderful hour every week. We're going to have fun. Jeffrey's got a little bit of a sense of humor. If you haven't heard Jeffrey before, you can catch him on 105.3 The Fan, our flagship station, on the G-Bag Nation show. But Jeffrey is a football savant. He is a studious young man, belying his youth.
I will deny none of these charges, Brad.
Okay, I knew you wouldn't. And, man, are we tickled about the first guest of the, we try to make a splash with the first show of the year. We try to start things right and get it off going good. And how do you get any better than Dez Bryant being on this show for the first time? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we try to let you, I say this every year, I say it all the time, the best thing about doing this show, even if you think you know the players, is that they're not wearing helmets. They are not numbered soldiers in cages. These are human beings, and they have senses of humor and stories to tell and likes and dislikes, and we love the opportunity for you to get to know them better as people. And you may think you know Dez, but maybe you'll know him even better after tonight, and for sure, you're going to get to know Ryan Switzer. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Great to have you with us. And there must obviously be something between these guys, because when I talked to Dez early in the week about doing the show, he said, get Switz. So what is there about Switz?
Well, first off, we was born on the same day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, as soon as I met Switz, the first time I met him, I already knew it. Yeah, I knew we was one right off the rip. We think the same. We both believe in, whatever we believe in. I think that's what makes it so great about him. Just because he want to be dominant. And I promise he's gonna be dominant Sunday.
What are the things that you both believe in?
It's good football. We believe in, being prepared the right way. We just believe in that kind of stuff, We both got a great sense of humor. We like making people smile. I think that's something legit about us. And, we just like to see people do good.
So when you, Ryan, when you walked in the door for the first time, were you intimidated by being in Dez's presence? Did you initially... that laugh tells me no, not so much. Did you attach to him right away? Did you know right away that you guys were going to be of the same mind like he just said?
Well, we play for the same receiver coach. He played for Coach Brewer at Oklahoma State, and I played for him at Carolina. So I kind of knew a little bit about Dez and what to expect beforehand.
Wait. What was the scouting report? What'd they say to expect from Dez?
Brew always told me how passionate he was about the game of football, and he's never seen an individual work as hard as Dez. So I knew from those two things, off the rip that we, we'd have a connection, and that's kind of what it was.
But I imagine you knew that you were going to be drafted going into the NFL draft, but I still wonder about that for young guys coming into the league. Your first day, I'm now a professional athlete, and I'm walking into the locker room. Is it easy to assume the role of, I'm here, I belong here, I'm one of these guys, or is there a feeling out process where you see guys and you're like, oh my God, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so?
I think there's a feeling out process in terms of on field. I don't think so much as like, wow, there's Dez Bryant or there's Zeke Elliott. I think we're all grown men at that point, and we kind of see each other the same. But I think, in terms of getting on the field and seeing how you fit in, because this is the best of the best. This is professional football. So obviously there's a little bit of, intimidation from that standpoint. But, I got through all that through the summer, through OTAs, through minicamp, and now it's just like, I belong. How can I help this team?
And Dez Bryant is an incredible player in his own right.
Yep.
But Ryan is just a hair under 6 feet. Just a hair. Can you
How
teach him to...
How long of a hair?
Fairly long hair.
Okay.
Can you teach him to do what you do? Say, hey, Switz, listen, the ball's up here. That's all you got to do.
You know, I'll tell you this. I think Switz's film speaks for itself. He can stretch the field no matter what his height is. You know, he play big. He do. You know, I'm not saying it's just because he's sitting there. He really do. And also, we are two different types of wideouts. You know, I'm a more bigger guy. He's a more smaller guy, but he can do a lot of stuff that these big guys can do. And I think that's what's so special about him. And I'm extremely looking forward to, you know, watching them play Sunday. Like I am.
Well, and you've accomplished a lot in this league, obviously, but is there a part of you that is even jealous of wide receivers who have different skill sets when you watch Ryan or Cole and just the shiftiness? Do you ever go, man, that would be fun?
Not at all. You know, I embrace it. To be honest, I love it. You know, what I try to do is how can I do that, but more so in a way by watching them, because that's their game, and just try to add it to my game. You know, and I'm pretty sure it's vice versa. And you know, what I love about our receiver core, and I'm pretty sure it's not like this around the league. The way we love one another, like this is real. This is not just talk. The way we like to see each other succeed, I think that's what makes us so special. You know, just because we always want to see somebody make a great play in practice, and the way we high five, salute one another, I think that's why people are going to see, you know, the greatest receiver core in the NFL this year.
So I asked Ryan this. Yeah, you may applaud. And by the way, I should mention, because I don't think I have yet, that among the things that are new, among the things that are new this year is our location. We are at the Star. We are on the patio of Neighborhood Services, right next. Well, you can't get a better dinner than that. And we're right next door to the Omni Frisco, right overlooking the plaza of Ford Center at the Star. So you can go walk up and down the Ring of Honor walk, and you can run up and down the field here, and they're going to have the show up on the big Ford Vision, and this is where we are all year long. So it'll be great, and we're very happy for those of you who have come out tonight, and circle it on your calendar every Monday, except when it's on a different night or we're not here. I asked Ryan this after the practice/telethon Thursday night. Dez was answering how did he tell you to say it?
$1 million.
You have to show the right appreciation for the sum.
I think absolutely. I am actually with Jerry on that. I've never said that, but I've never had $1 million. But while Dez was taking those calls, Ryan and a bunch of the guys who would have been playing had there been a game that night were practicing. And it looked like a hard practice. It looked like a pretty competitive practice. And you told me afterwards that you were ready, even though this is what's crazy this is going to be an exceptional draft class, I think, when it's all said and done. And at the top of it, most folks haven't seen you guys play yet. Xavier played in a game. Cheeto played in a game. Nobody's seen Jordan yet. And unless people were watching North Carolina, they haven't seen you play yet.
Yeah.
So how jacked up are you going to be Sunday night, since it'll be the first time you'll get to play wearing the Star on your helmet in that uniform?
Man, I can't wait, boss. If I start thinking about it, you know, too soon, it'll be a rough week for me. But man, I'm excited to be out there with the guys, to be out there with my new teammates, my new team, this fan base. Man, I can't wait.
What do you want to tell
excited.
him? He is. I can tell he's excited. What advice do you want to give him?
You know, we've been talking from here and there, and I think he got it for the most part. You know, what I told him is it's going to be loud. You know, it's going to be rocking. It's nothing like the Cowboy fans, nothing. And whenever we step in there Sunday night, they're going to show that, and we're going to show again. You know, while we the most dominant team in the league, we're going to show it. I'm calling it now.
I like it. I like that he's calling it. Has the name Landon Collins come up at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, not over here.
No, I. What you know what I mean? The speed's different in the regular season. This is a good defensive team.
It is.
And so what can you tell them about how it's going to be different in that regard?
I'd say this. I'll give a lot of credit to the Giants. The best defense against the best offense in the league. That's what it is, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle Sunday, and I expect us to come out on top.
Ryan, I want to ask you about part of your job, because as Brad mentioned, if you haven't seen North Carolina tape, a lot of people may not have seen Ryan Switzer play, and wide receiver is not all that you do. They would hand you the ball some. You were a very, very good punt returner. And when we watch the Cowboys practice, I noticed Dez likes to go back and return punts as often as he can, so I feel like we have a shared passion here for the punt return. What is it about that job that is so appealing that so many skill position players want to go do it? It looks dangerous to me.
For me, it's just another way to impact the game. I want the ball in my hands as much as possible. So
That's right.
Sometimes there's 11 guys on offense. There's 4 receivers that tight end, running back, quarterback. So it's a little bit harder to get the ball when you're a punt returner or a kick returner. It's coming to you. So I enjoy that aspect of it. I know Dez has had success in the league doing it. So really, I'm just hoping that the success I had in college, which was pretty substantial, will carry over to the Cowboys.
In fact, Dez, it's going to carry over.
It's going to carry over.
Dez, you don't want to be back there?
Well, that's where I was going to go.
He lobbies.
There's part of you that still wants that job.
I'll tell you this, to be honest, I'm done with it. I like doing it in practice, just to keep myself in, good shape. That's why I like getting back there, just to get a little bit of extra work in. That's the only real reason.
But you didn't want to stop doing it when you stopped doing it.
No, I didn't. When the big man called down, it's a wrap.
He probably had 1 million reasons why you should stop doing that. We are just getting started. It's the Cowboys Hour, and we are so honored and delighted to have Dez Bryant and Ryan Switzer here with us tonight. We are at the Omni at the Star in Frisco. It's our Monday night home at 6 o'clock every week, all through the Cowboys season. This is the Omni Hotel. Next time you travel for an away game, here's how to make the most of it. Stay with Omni Hotels and Resorts. They have 60 premier locations coast to coast with things like world-class spas, championship golf, and great dining. Visit OmniHotels.com to learn more and turn the next away game into a getaway weekend. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys, and we're also brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. We're back with Dez Bryant, Ryan Switzer, and Jeff Cavanaugh right after this.
Welcome back. It is the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour at Omni Frisco, supported by Albertsons. I'm Jeff Cavanaugh alongside Brad Sham, and our special guest this week. Feel free to continue making noise for number 88, Dez Bryant, number 10, Ryan Switzer of your Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Really excited to have these guests to get this thing going, and I'd like to draw attention to, 2 Swits while talking to Dez, because Dez, I talked to Ryan during training camp, and we had a great visit on the radio. He's a wonderful young man, super talented, and going to be a great player for the Dallas Cowboys. I was slightly perturbed by his musical tastes. And I wonder, as a leader on this team, Dez, how much input do you have on what plays over the speakers at practice?
Don't do it, DB.
And if Swit's music ever were over the speakers, would that affect practice?
In a good way.
Ooh.
Yeah, Switz.
We got a little discord.
I'll tell you this. If we played Justin Bieber at practice, by the way, that's Swit's favorite guy is Justin Bieber, by the way.
Yep.
He actually said Justin Bieber is better than Michael Jackson.
Stop.
Oh, Ryan.
Stop. Wait. Did you say that?
You did it.
Did you say that?
I said a version of that.
What was your version that you said?
My version was Biebs is my generation's MJ.
Here you go. Now he's switching it up. I could have told him that.
But why would you want to do that to your generation? I guess it is just a generation gap, isn't it?
We're talking strictly music here. Strictly music.
I'm only 4 years older than him.
On both sides.
So there was a year somewhere between Dez's birthday and your birthday. Somehow in a 4-year window, it became okay to go to the Beebs. I feel like young people might be on your team.
In my eyes,
They might be.
Oh, in my experience, they are on my team.
Wow, that is
They
incredible.
are on my team.
That is incredible. All right, let's talk football. Dez, last year, one of the things that people said about the Dallas Cowboys, actually, forget that question. I want to go to a different question.
Wait, now I want to know what that question was.
Well, I'm going to get to it later.
All right.
I'm going to go with the first question, then the second question later. The first one is, how great has this training camp been? Because I just think about from your perspective, there's no worries about a contract. You've been perfectly healthy. You look great in the practices in the games. How great has this training camp been?
Training camp has been great. You know, honestly, I don't think it has to do with anything physically. I think it's the emotion. I'm going back to that word love that we have for one another, not just the wideouts, but the whole entire football team. I feel like whenever you have that relationship, you can train to be unbeatable. And I think that's where I'm not saying we're unbeatable, but what I'm saying is that's the mindset that we have just because the way we love one another and we want to see each other succeed. I haven't felt that in a long time.
Now, last year, I thought that the biggest strength you had as a team was the chemistry.
Right.
It was really unusual, especially with some of the things that happened with Tony getting hurt in preseason and all that. But by the way, and we can get into this later, but the very first person that said to me that Dak Prescott is the real deal was this guy right here. Dez Bryant showed me a text that he sent to someone the day of the draft, and he said, Dak's a winner. So Dez was on it right away. So I thought the chemistry was really unusual. I've seen a few Cowboy teams, really unusual last year. You're saying it's maybe even better.
Right.
What happened last year to make it so good? How can it be even better?
Just by constantly working, you know. It's not just me and Dak, but it's just the whole squad. It's the whole team.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm
Yeah.
talking about offense and defense, black and white, old and young, everything.
You know, like I said, man, it's just I'm gonna keep going back to it. You know, just the way that we practice it's crazy. It's fun. I never in my life enjoyed waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:45 to be exact, getting here before 7 o'clock and working out. I've never been excited to come to work, just shooting straight. And I'll just, I give a lot of credit to my teammates. This guy sitting right next to me, Dak Prescott, Coach Jason Garrett, Coach Dooley, Coach Linehan, all the defensive coaches, all of those guys. They make it real fun to come to work. And I feel like when you got that and all you can focus on is football, how can you not, be comfortable and work for something that we all dream of, and that's that championship.
Ryan said a word before about Dez that everyone who knows him says, and I would like to have you build on it a little bit, the word's passion. Your love for doing what you do is so tangible. You can just watching you go through warm-ups, you can just reach out and see you're having more fun than most people probably think's legal. When did you first know that you had that kind of a burning passion for this game?
Man, at an extremely young age, super young age. I have a mom, I have a dad, but I feel like they'll be the first to tell you. My first real actually feel for a family was football. And the way Coach Outlaw presented football to us, it wasn't football. It was taking care of one another.
You're in Lufkin now.
Lufkin. It was taking care of one another. And it never left me. I took it to college, brought it to the NFL, got around guys who thought the same, and just become a domino effect. And, next thing you know, thanks to God, in one of the best positions ever, this extremely super supporting cast, I'm talking about my teammates and the coaches and guys like you, guys like y'all, these crazy special loving fans, it's amazing. And, it's kind of hard. I don't know, man.
No, you're doing good.
Life.
You're doing really good. We're talking about Ryan's perspective on the game. As he's walked in here, we asked you to talk about what you've tipped him off to. And I would like you to think back to when you were a rookie, getting ready to play your first. Well, you went through training camp in San Antonio, I believe.
You want the real deal? You want how I really thought as a rookie?
Absolutely.
Or you want me to give you some BS?
No. I'm here because I know we're going to get the real Dez.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. I remember when I first came in, it was kind of a little different from Swiss standpoint. I remember walking in. Well, when it was just the rookies here, I had it in my mind, I'm dominating everybody, because I had a huge chip on my shoulder. I felt like I was in a position in my life that I never been in. I had a lot of negative talk about me. I didn't understand why. I didn't know why. And I was just like, I just need an opportunity. And that was my mindset. Now, when the vets came in, I remember first person I seen was Miles Austin. Still to this day, he the coolest guy I ever came across in a set of shoulder pads. He had the coolest walk. Still walked the same. He just got a cool demeanor about himself, and that's one of the guys I look up to. I still look up to this day. He always give me positive advice. I seen him, I seen Roy Williams, and I seen Tony Romo, and Marion Barber, and I was like, man, I cannot believe I'm in this locker room with these guys. I'm actually losing my mind in my body without showing it. I'm about to lose it. So I remember the first practice. None of these guys went and talked to me.
They would not talk to you.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't talk to me, but Miles Austin. These guys wouldn't talk to me. And I remember Tony put his hand on my shoulder. He was talking to me. I swear to God, I lost it. I zoned out. I called my mom after that practice, and I was like, me and Tony was talking today. I could not stop talking about that. We was talking because it's like I was in my college dorm room just last year looking at the Dallas Cowboys, going crazy because of that loss against the Giants. It was that when R.W. McCorders intercepted that pass, it killed me.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
And I'm losing my mind. But back to when I first got it. First got there. I just had it in my mind to dominate, and it never left me.
When did you feel accepted? When did you feel like it was no big deal for Tony Romo to be talking to you?
I guess when I stopped caring about the guys trying to haze me so much. They was killing me, and I don't believe in hazing. I don't. I always felt like I was brought to play. I was drafted here to play football, to help win a championship, and I feel like I always said this too. I dreamed this. I said if I ever had the opportunity to have a voice, that's something that I'm going to try to get out of this, organization, is the hazing. And we don't do that. No. We don't haze.
I was going to say, it really seems like that has gone away.
The head coach does not believe in it.
The stars do not believe in it.
The stars do not believe in it, and they've got other ways. We'll have Ryan talk a little bit later about the rookie singing and.
He didn't have to get a haircut or anything, right?
No, they used
got
to
it easy.
All kind of
stuff. Pay $54,000.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah,
but that's for later. We need a break. And then more with Ryan Switzer and Dez Bryant from the Omni in Frisco.
We are sponsored by Jack Black Skincare. Say goodbye to painful razor burn and bumps when you upgrade your shave with Jack Black's pain-free shave system. Now $10 off your order of $50 or more when you visit getjackblack.com/cowboys. That's getjackblack.com/cowboys. And Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be right back with the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour at Omni Frisco.
Go. Welcome back to the Cowboys Hour. We are at the Omni Frisco. Brad Sham, Jeff Cavanaugh, and our very special guests, Cowboys receivers Dez Bryant and Ryan Switzer. And so I'm just thinking about Ryan. There were some people I'm just going to tell you this, who wanted me to have you on, me and Jeff, to have you on this show this year with Cole Beasley. And
Is that right?
it was a little obvious.
I call that height discrimination.
Yeah, it was a little obvious, so we opted to. And then when Dez said, "No, I want to be on with Switch," then this was easy. But I do have to ask you this. You know, when I'll never forget when Cole came here, he got asked more Wes Welker questions in about the first 2 weeks until it got to the point where I thought he showed remarkable self-restraint, not punching out anybody who brought up Wes Welker. Like, okay, so every white guy who's under 5'10" is Wes Welker? Is that the idea? Now, dare I say, Cole Beasley is Wes Welker. So how much?
No, he's better.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Hold on, I'm going to tweet that one.
Yeah, go
People
ahead.
will retweet that. They like
ahead.
they like compliments.
They do. But he's viewed the way Welker was. How about if I say it this way? Bees is now viewed the way Welker was when Bees came into the league. How's that?
Okay, you can say
Okay,
that.
thank you. So when the Cowboys drafted you, how much of Cole Beasley did you have thrown up into your face? Are you just, I mean, as much as I know you love him because he's your brother and all that, you just a little sick of Cole Beasley by now?
Yeah, I don't think there was a mention of my name post-draft without Bees being thrown in there. So I've heard it all.
Well, how do you feel about that? Be
Well,
honest. Now,
well,
Dez
you know-
just opening a vein over here, so you can go ahead and be honest.
Well, Cole's done everything that, I aspire to do in the NFL. First and foremost, I mean, he's led a team in receiving and yards, catches. I mean, he's a dominant, slot receiver. That being said, I think, he'll be the first to tell you, him and I are different. Just our play style, the things that we do, we just approach the game differently. Not to say that one approach is better than the other. It's just, how it is. But we all know America loves comparisons.
Would you say more about the differences, though? Because I think most fans listening don't appreciate, and some of us in this business don't appreciate the ways in which your styles are different and maybe your strengths are different. And it'd be a great education if you would just talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'm still pretty raw in terms of receiver. This is my 5th year playing the wideout position. You can't be a master at anything in 5 years. So I've obviously got some growing to do. But I think, just in terms of how we get open, our routes, the techniques that we use, obviously our build is a lot is similar, but how we use our build is different. And it's kind of hard to describe. You got to watch film. You've got to really study it to understand and to see that him and I aren't exactly alike.
How much of a plan do you feel like the team had when they picked you? Because for a lot of people, we're watching the draft play out, and wide receivers not jumping to the forefront as a position of need. When they took you, I was doing the draft coverage for the radio station. I hadn't really thought about you as a potential Cowboy, but as soon as they said it, I said, that's a really good pick. And they said, well, wait a minute, you hadn't even told us about him. I said, well, I'm about to. He's really good. I didn't think about it because they have all these receivers. Did they draft you and make it known that, hey, we have a plan for you here? Like, you're not coming here to back up Cole Beasley or this or that. We're planning on using you.
I'd hope so. Obviously, I didn't feel like Dallas was a destination that I could have landed at before the draft.
Why not?
Well, one, I didn't hear from him. I heard from Coach Basach, the special teams coordinator, about a week before the draft, and that was the only person that I heard from in the organization. And you kind of get a feel, with all the stuff that you do, the Senior Bowl, the Combine, the interviews. You kind of have a couple teams that you narrow it down to, and Dallas wasn't one of them. Now, obviously, when they took me in the 4th, that's fairly early. So I would assume that they had a plan for me. But really, my main focus was to, try to come in here and see where I fit in, because this team's proven they can win without me. So I made it a big emphasis, to myself to fit in.
Tell me about the quarterback of the Cowboys from your perspective, because even for us, it seems like there's new stories every week. Everybody, you talk to an old coach, you talk to an old friend, you talk to whoever, and there's another story about Dak Prescott and leadership and maturity. And it seems uncommon. You don't hear it about somebody who's so young that was thrust into a really high-pressure situation so early. Yeah. But everywhere you look in the past and everybody you talk to says the same thing, that it's just there's a natural leadership, there's a natural charisma. What's your experience with that with him?
Well, I think some people are just born with it. I think that's the case for Dak. I think that's, what happened to him. I think it's how he was brought up that, kind of led to him being, the person he is today. For me, coming in, Dak really didn't say much. I don't, even being with him for the last however long since the draft, he still doesn't say a lot. I mean, he's kind of a quiet, kept guy, but
maybe that was your hazing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But there's just a persona that he has, where you just kind of know. And I've come across, people like that in my life where you just get around them and you kind of know what they're about. And that's kind of been, Dak's mantra, I think. He's about business. He's about his work. He really doesn't, do much talking, but he lets his play speak for itself and his leadership speak for itself.
Let me just say to those of you who are, it's warm out here. It's warm out here on the plaza at the Omni, and it feels good. Dez to Dez, it feels good. Some of these fans are a little warm, and so if you have questions for Dez or Ryan, we are going to have a microphone. Not quite yet, but in just a few minutes, if you'll hold your hand up, we'll get the microphone to you down there, up here on the patio. And you'll be able to join in the conversation too. You mentioned that you've only been playing wide receiver for 5 years. You were running back before that.
Yeah.
Was that a difficult transition? Why did you switch? What other sports did you play?
I swam, played baseball, basketball. I mean, I did a lot. My parents were a firm believer in throw me in whatever and see what I liked. But yeah, it was difficult.
Was swimming the hardest of those sports?
100%,
Swimming seems the hardest.
100%. Yeah. There's no conditioning like that ever. It's incredible.
But right, back to Brad's question. Sorry.
No, it was extremely difficult. I mean, not only playing a new position, but playing a new position in your first year of college football. The game was spinning. I couldn't. Doesn't tell you how wild this is. I didn't know the difference between cover 2 and cover 3, and that's like one of the most simple things that you can learn as a receiver. And I didn't know that coming into college. So, fortunately, I had a great year on special teams as a returner. That was more so just catching the ball and running where people weren't. And as the year progressed, like I said, I had a great receiver coach and Coach Brewer. Continually got better, and then throughout the years, grew as well.
When they told you, we see you as a wide receiver, what did you think?
Well, I knew all my offers
were to play
receiver. I kind of knew that was going to be my transition, just because you don't see too many 5'8", 175-pound white running backs nowadays. So
doesn't mean you couldn't.
Doesn't mean I couldn't do it.
But start believing.
But I figured that would be my best shot to be here.
By the way, I want to tell people who are not here, who are listening on the radio, first of all, Neighborhood Services is bringing us all this incredible food, garlic meatballs.
Outstanding.
Hey, toss me the
tempura.
meatballs.
Yeah, pass those meatballs down to Switzer.
I'm guessing the salad is really,
but
really good.
Dez said it's in season. I can't eat too much of that stuff, so can I get a salad? And you can put a little chicken on it. But that's, yeah. I mean, what's your dietary regimen once training camp starts? Because you're obviously paying very close attention to what's going in.
Man, to be honest, I gotta give credit to my guy Switzer over here. We were sitting in the weight room one day, and he was just talking about how you're supposed to take care of your body. I already had my mind wrapped around it, but just seeing how he do it led me to do it like that. So I just been on it, Shout out to Ryan Switzer.
Normally that's something that the older player does when he realizes, oh, goodness, I'm trying to stay in the league. But you're coming into the league with a good diet.
So what's yours?
Yeah.
What was it that you threw at him?
I kind of grew up around that stuff. My mom's been a runner. My dad was a competition bodybuilder. I studied nutrition, took nutrition courses in college. So I've just kind of been fascinated my whole life with the body and how it works and what you're supposed to put into it.
He's going to add 3 years to your career, Dez. That's what he's going to do.
Okay, well now I'm gonna ask the question I wasn't going to ask. Okay?
Okay.
As concerned as you are with taking care of the one body God gave you, what made you tattoo the inside of your lip?
It was probably my mother's hate for tattoos. I got it when I was 18. Still living under Mama Switzer's rules, and I didn't want her to see it.
What is it?
It says believe.
Oh, see, Mom should be proud of that.
On the inside. The inside of his lung.
Okay, it would hurt. Did it hurt?
No, it didn't hurt. But she still ended up finding out. So
That's a whole nother story. How? How did she see the inside?
We were at dinner, and when I got it done, I showed all my high school teammates, and they were all like, "Yeah, that's what's up." And so we went out and got yogurt one night, and my teammate's mother comes up and goes, "Let me see it."
Oh.
And I'm like, "No." So yeah, I was grounded for a while.
You were grounded for a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was 18, still grounded.
It's unfortunate.
Are we up on a break? It's time for a break. I have. We will open the floor to questions from these great Cowboy fans who have come out tonight. I've got a couple more football questions. I know Jeffrey does. So we welcome you back momentarily to the Omni in Frisco to the Cowboys Hour on the Cowboys Radio Network, brought to you in part by Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza, and by Omni Hotel. Next time you travel for an away game, here's how to make the most of it. Stay with Omni Hotels and Resorts. They have 60 premier locations coast to coast with things like world-class spas, championship golf, and great dining. Visit OmniHotels.com to learn more and turn the next away game into a getaway weekend. Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be right back.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. It is the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour at Omni Frisco, supported by Albertsons. I'm Jeff Cavanaugh alongside the voice of the Dallas Cowboys, Brad Sham, and our special guests, Dez Bryant and Ryan Switzer. We appreciate everybody being here with us, and we thank our sponsors as well. Jack Black Skincare. Say goodbye to painful razor burn and bumps when you upgrade your shave with Jack Black's pain-free shave system. Now $10 off your order of $50 or more when you visit getjackblack.com/cowboys. That's getjackblack.com/cowboys. And we always thank Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, and up here, down there, if you got a question for Dez and or Ryan, hold your hand up, and the microphone will come to you. But I have a football question first. Since I know you guys don't have the game plan yet for the first game, because you haven't, you've had the last 2 days off. So the question I'm going to ask Dez now cannot violate anything in the game plan because he doesn't have it yet.
Right.
Just from a football standpoint, when you have two guys like Switz and Bees, which I think is going to be one name, Switz and Bees, or Bees and Switz, what kinds of, with you and Terrence and Witt and all the other weapons, Bryce, what are the problems that two guys like that together can cause a defense?
It's going to cause a lot of problems. It causes a ton of problems.
Pull this up just in front of your mouth a little bit.
It causes a ton of problems because when you got two guys like that, it just opens up everything. You know, I'm tired of getting double. Just call it how it is. Tired of it. I know this guy going to blow the roof off the top. B's already showed that he can do that. Terrence showed that he can do that. Witt showed he can do that. Of course, Bryce can do that. You can't even stop Zeke. He stay hungry. So it's like we in a win-win situation. And all we have to do is just go out and execute. And that's what I believe in, and I'm just going to go off what I see.
Anybody, hold up your hand if you got a question. We will get the microphone to you. Right there, there's one right there.
Hey guys, I heard about the handshake y'all have. Can we see it?
Okay, now it is radio. Hold on. It is radio.
Well, you have to do play-by-play. You're the play-by-play guy at the Cowboys.
Thank you. You're right.
All right, Ryan Switzer
in
scores.
Slow motion.
Okay.
In slow motion.
Well, let me add on real quick.
Please.
So it's like this. This is the handshake, but we put our own little mix to it every time we do it. You might see something different. but we're gonna give you the basics of it
Okay,
right
so
now.
let's hear the basics are as follows. Go
This
ahead.
the basic. It's 3.
Well, okay,
I
so
might look off somewhere. He'll look
back
off
of
somewhere.
palms slap against each other 3
I
times.
might say something to you.
Yeah.
Be in a conversation.
Right, and then turn back around
2,
and
and then I
2.
go back to you.
Okay.
You know, go our separate ways.
Now, when you put a variation on it, you have to work it out in advance, right?
No, you don't.
No,
It's just
you
kind of
don't.
feel. It's like spur of the moment.
Spur of the
Kind of
moment.
how you feeling.
It's like telekinesis.
Yeah, a
like you
little bit.
both will know what's going on.
Right.
Born on the same day.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it just lines up perfectly.
Do you guys believe in the what is that called? The astrological sign or whatever? You guys have the same one. Do you buy into it? You know the
no,
sign
I would
things.
say no
you
because
know
I
the
don't even
sign-
know what
You
mine
know the
is.
sign things.
Nah, I mean I know of it, but
Oh.
I
Yeah,
I don't know.
Same here.
Okay, you don't know
Yeah.
which one you are.
Well, we Scorpio.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
see,
Yeah,
he
we-
knows.
Yeah.
Gotta coach him. There we go. We're good now.
He's just a young
That's
fellow.
about
Okay,
it.
we had one right over here.
So a question from my Beast Texas brother Dez here.
Yeah.
When you
Texas.
get man coverage in the league, who is your favorite guy to go against, just from a pure man-on-man
I tell you
standpoint?
this, everybody. A lot of guys like to talk, and it's not like how it was back in the day. There's only one corner. There's a couple of Patrick Peterson today, who actually be on the island alone, and he's one of the guys that I give a lot of respect to because he's gonna follow that man. These days, really, no guy's not trying to be out there on that island by themselves. We're gonna destroy them.
Now let me ask you this. I thought he was asking a different question. Do you tend to, and I'm going to ask you to address the same thing, but Dez has been around a little bit longer. Do you, when you get into a little conversation with a guy, I don't know how many people know this, but the guy that we call the original 88, Drew Pearson, I would say this if he was sitting here. He was one of the most severe trash talkers that ever lived. He would not shut. You believe that,
I
don't you?
believe
I had
Right.
no
Just
idea
talking to
watching
him
the
now.
draft.
Yeah,
I
right.
had
Exactly.
no idea.
Exactly. And he would start it. Now, do you ever start it?
I don't. I think what I hate the most, especially when the DB didn't have nothing to do with the incomplete pass. Yeah, it eats me up. It eats me up. And like, you know what? All right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's play ball.
Then do you have to yell at the quarterback? You don't have to. Well, don't say
Hell
that on the
no.
radio.
No.
No, I'm keeping it legit. It's never that. I think the understanding is so perfect. So perfect. It's crazy. Me, Dak, and the guys, we on point. I'm just ready to see what's about to happen. That's it.
Now, how about when a cornerback starts? You can't convince me Josh Norman is
Oh
not.
my God. Things
From-
I want to do to that
From the
dude,
jump,
uncensored.
right? Yeah,
No,
right.
censored.
Censored, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's got to be talking to you during warm-ups.
Nah. He don't. When we get in the games, he just. I never. The way he talks is. I don't know. Sometimes it's just being honest. I'm not throwing shade on the guy. Just being honest. I never seen anything like that before. Like, dude, shut up. Like, shut up. Can we play football? Can we just play this? Just one play, one time. Let's play football.
Doesn't happen with him.
Yeah, because if you really wanted to fight, I'm telling you, you're going to lose that battle. So let's just play football.
Sweds, how about you? Are you a trash talker?
Yeah, I am.
And you'll
Mine's more strategical though.
say more.
Mine's more strategical. Like Des said, I don't really get it started. I don't go out of my way. Mine's like it's kind of just it's a feel. It's a feel. It's how the game's going. It's what I'm doing. It's just a little bit of a feel.
But you'll start it.
No, I don't start.
You will never start it.
No, don't start. I feel like the person that starts the trash talking is always the one that is a little bit timid, is a little bit nervous, a little bit scared. That's just kind of how I view it.
Is he going to hear, "Hey rookie, welcome to the NFL" or something like that for a while till he makes a couple plays?
Well, I know he won't hear it from us.
No.
He might
from
hear
the
it
other
from
team.
he might hear from from another team because
Yeah.
that's what goes on.
No,
around the league.
not from.
Oh yeah,
No.
he might hear it from another team.
And are you kind of expecting that?
Man, I'm expecting any and everything. But it doesn't even matter.
Just excited to be out there.
Excited to be out there.
Give us, we only got a couple of minutes here, but just for Cowboy fans, for guys that were out there practicing and going through camp, just a couple of the Cowboy players, your teammates, that caught your eyes throughout camp that you thought, man, he had a great camp. He's going to be a problem.
I'll tell you this. I think I was sold on Jordan Lewis. You know, just a little bit of time he was practicing. I like Cheeto. I like Xavier Woods. I really like Xavier. That's a hitter now. And I actually like everybody we got, you know, and I'm really not just saying that to be saying that. You know, I tell the truth behind closed doors. I always tell the truth. What I'm saying is about this type of situation, I tell the truth behind closed doors. I really like what's going on right now.
Switz, who are the guys in camp? I mean, maybe even defensive linemen. This team, the Cowboys fan base is desperate for who's going to go get you 10 sacks, who's going to go affect the quarterback. What do you guys see in practice?
Well, from the little bit that caught my eye, offensively, I was really not surprised because I grew up watching him. But Alfred Morris is a lot better in person than he is on TV. I mean, sweet feet, that's what I call him. I like how he runs the ball.
He looks smaller this year. Like, he looks like he's in a different sort of shape, doesn't
whatever he did, it's working.
He's been grinding.
Yeah.
I know that. I've been seeing it. He's been grinding.
And
He's
then
gonna be a hell of a player.
David Irvin's probably the largest human being I've ever been around in my life.
What's his wingspan? About 8'4"?
It's probably double
like
my
that.
height, so I don't know.
We've got 1
They're
minute left.
coolest.
We got 1 minute left. I'm going to ask Dez the last question. Those of us who have known you since you got here and are now listening to you here tonight cannot be anything but impressed. You've always wanted to be a great teammate. You're trying to be a great father. Give me 30 seconds on how much you feel you've matured and grown up.
I'll tell you this, me and my brother down there, we seen so much negative as a child. We only know one way to be, and that's to be positive. So we try our best to take advantage of every opportunity, you know, to be right. We love to see people happy. We love to see people smile. Blessed to have that opportunity to show who I really am, and I'm going to continue to keep doing that. He's going to continue to keep doing that. We're going to keep setting these examples, not only for my babies, but for these babies that I'm seeing out here. You know,
Everybody get up!
Thank you.
Everybody
Dez,
get up!
Ryan,
Everybody
thank you
needs
very
to
much.
understand
Jeff
that I'm more than
Cavanaugh,
simply a hype
thank you
man
for
the
being
crowd.
here. It's the Cowboys Hour.
Thank y'all.